Be a visionary with debonair, a playa from the Himalayas, iconic, not ironic, and become a night owl tonight, where like-minded members get together at the Night Owl Lounge, enjoying extra content, backstage hangouts, exclusive interviews by going to RealDealMedia.tv. Again, that's RealDealMedia.tv. Join tonight.
$365. A lone gunman ain't one of them. No, he ain't. And welcome everybody to another edition of Real Deal Media's World at War. As you can see, we're live on air. It's for the hearing impaired. I am Dean Ryan. Welcome here tonight. I'm your host. I got hit with the virus. I'm now learning that we got hit with the virus. Our entire system is screwed up. And you're going to hear about that cybersecurity issue here tonight. As we got hit, StreamYard got hit. That's why all the settings are off. Don't have a microphone anymore, you know, just who cares about that? It's all gone to hell. You see how it is? And that's what it is around here. It's all going to hell because of the lone gunman. And I'm just trying to give you a little essay on how these things go. When it all falls apart, it falls apart like a bridge. You see? So tonight we're going to be getting into that. Exploding bridges and piece of junk tablets. And we're all going to get together and find out what's at the bottom of the lake. Because yes, I'm still here, hopefully. So, yeah, The Lone Gunman on the Run is the episode here, and we're going to be getting into just that. Also, in addition, there's a new thing. There's a new bacterial virus, if you can believe it. They can't kill you by hook or crook or financial Armageddon or miracle jabs from hell. Well, they're going to kill you with a new virus. Can I say that word? I just did. It's virus, virus. Let me use it in a sentence. Well, there's a new virus that is making its entrance into the party here. And they're saying it's killing everyone it touches. Really? Well, that sounds like my kind of virus. That's how I like it. Also, in addition to that, I can now tell you that whatever that was is broken. I could also tell you that in addition to that, there's now grounded flights everywhere. You've got to hear about this efforts. What airline is doing it again? I thought Pete Buttplug was the cause of that. Well, I guess when you take the plug off, it all just comes out, right? So we have that. Plus, major things happened just in the past 24 hours over there at the UN Assembly. Yes, it did. We'll see what it was all about. And Netanyahu was there, and his mistress, Donald Trump. Yeah, he was there too. You know, that's just the truth. I don't know what to tell you. And maybe it's playing his cards close. And that's what I think. But who cares what I think? Also, someone has come back from the dead, and just when you thought this wench would just go the way of the record player, well, no, she hasn't. The cow fertilizer specific group is the problem. And yeah, you probably guessed who it is. So we'll hear from the walking fertilizer herself and her new clone. We could just analyze the new face, the new prosthetic. They're getting so good these days, aren't they? So good. I wish I had just had a clone just so I could just fake my death too. That'd be just so much fun for me. Also, we're going to go into the Real Deal International, and we have Netanyahu, who's coming back and making direct threats now at Tucker Carlson. And it was just a matter of time. It was just a matter of time before that was supposed to happen, wasn't it? So, you know, he's probably beefed up his damn security. So we'll see what that's all about. In addition to that, Nigel Farage, a good man, is making claims. I hate that there's no claims to be made. I was looking for this for about 3 days now. Piece of shit. Okay, anyway, sorry. Like I was saying, yeah, making claims that the migrants are eating geese and eating geese in England. Can you believe it? So yeah, a little Swan Lake for you, as well as the update over there in Canada, the most friendliest place on earth, they say, unless you're an ostrich. We're going to have the most up-to-date ostrich update. And, you know, I say for every ostrich they kill, we do something equal to or greater than, as my math teacher used to say. And what that could be, I don't know. I'm not sure at this point. You know, maybe we should just ban all the green tea in Canada. We'll teach them, take away their chopsticks. Also, just in addition to that, Real Deal Religious is making a comeback here in segments, and I can't wait. In this case, well, the doomsdayer Christian evangelicals now have a new narrative they're pushing regarding the end of the world, the rapture. You're not going to want to miss this. I sure love a good rapture story, and I sure love a good doomsdayer evangelical. And, you know, they get commission every time they save somebody. I figured that out. That's why they're always can't find a damn document, and it would take me well, it would take me a long time to find it, because with this thing here, it only lasts about 5 minutes, right, ladies? You know what I'm talking about. Okay, let's get started with some Headlines from around the world and in your neck of the hellish woods, shall we? I just can't wait. Real deal headlines. Let's get to it now. And I hope to God you can hear me, or there's going to be a real problem. Whew. The heart palpitations. Anyways, well, in this case, now we're going to go to just what. Yeah, he's escaped. Another thing, actually. Well, now a sniper has now killed 2 migrants. Yes, he has, and wounded several others in a shooting over there at Dallas. The Dallas Immigration and Customs Enforcement, ICE. Yeah, this happened just today, as now a facility has been identified. A man at the facility has been identified as Joshua Jan. Joshua Jan. Gee, that's sure an odd name. In fact, here he is right there. Well, this character right here. Yes, Joshua Jan. He was, they say he was addicted to gamer leftists who shot up Dallas ICE headquarters. Who also wrote anti-ICE messages on shell casings. And the left is the party of violence, they're saying. Well, not entirely. It's not the organic violence that we're used to in video games. In this case, well, the FBI and you bet the ATF were Johnny on the spots. Yes, they were, as we've seen it before. We sure have. As the bloodbath unfolded over there at the facility over there in Texas, shortly this morning, shortly after 7 a.m. Central Casting Time. Yeah, the gunmen targeted migrants. They say accident, or if they're just saying he's dead, and then somewhere in I don't know Cuba, you guess. Well, the Homeland Insecurity spokesperson over there, Tricia McLaughlin, she told CNN, the CIA news network, that the death toll stood at two. At two. That is two dos in Spanish. As this Wednesday afternoon, now a third victim is in serious condition. The victims were ICE detainees, and no law enforcement were injured during the shooting. Officials said at their press conference, which I missed, that bullets found by the shooter's body were engraved with anti-ICE messages. So we're led to believe that this shooter here, as he was escaping, as he was plotting and escaping, well, he managed to engrave the following: anti-ICE on a Sharpie. It's casings, for all we know, a case of something. This just gets so zany. I don't even know how to continue, but as we stare in the yonder as the Michelangelo of his time, of all artists over there, well, we realized that, do we see here? Okay, so if you just take a step back and if you haven't seen last night's show, it blew my mind. I'm sure it blew yours out there, and I feel like blowing my mind again. But in this case, before the Kirk event, we had a situation in Idaho where the firefighters got ambushed, and it was a lone gunman. And right after that, there was something else. It escapes me. There was another shooting, and then the Kirk thing happened, and we know that's full of just red tape and red holes everywhere. It doesn't make sense. But all that aside, so lone gunmen, you see the narrative, and then we have this here again today. Now, I said a long time ago, which really isn't that long time ago, as the sent in and sow murder and death across the United States. And that's exactly what we've seen. Now, they haven't really necessarily blamed Iran, but here's why. Is because the greater threat to the narrative of Israel, who wants to go to a greater Israeli project, who wants to have a war with Iran, it's not the Democrats that are the greatest threat. It is the Tucker Carlson types, the white males with guns. Now they're blaming Antifa, because they're the low-hanging fruit, but nonetheless, it's the white male with the gun, and it's going to bring us to martial law. I'm waiting for the day where Mohammed Muttalib just comes out, and that's going to be the next patsy. But we're not there yet, so there's probably an inner struggle, just like at the Pelosi house that one night with Mr. Pelosi. But anyways, moving on here, as I desperately need to. Well, look at this. This is what's happening today. Another grounded airliner, all across the board. This is quite dastardly and perplexing. Yes, it is. Let me tell you about this now. As United Airlines have been grounded again. Yes, they have. Yes, they, as of today, for the second time in 1 month amid growing safety concerns. Absolutely. America's biggest airline asked the Federal Aviation Authority to issue a ground stop due to unspecified technological issues. Unspecified technological issue. That's the long version and the street term for cyber attack. Well, all the flights were grounded 36 minutes. The United told the Daily Mail Express over there that it experienced a brief connectivity issue just before the midnight Central Time, just last night. So a brief connectivity issue. Boy, I've been having brief connectivity issues for like 5 years now. Now they're just catching up. Well, now the airline, which now operates a staggering 4,000 to 5,000 flights per day, that's right, it has since resumed normal operations now. Now, marks the second time, as we said, in the past month of a all-grounded situation now at several busy U.S. airports, including Newark, Denver, Houston, Chicago, yes. And now here's the press release from United Airlines, and I can't wait to see what this is. Well, they're saying the following, quote, due to technological issue or issues, we're holding United mainline flights at their departure airports. Yes, we are. We are expected additional flight delays this evening and through. Okay, so anyways, you get the point. So yeah, this is happening, and I'm suspecting this is going to happen a lot more the closer we get to the holidays. Now that the back to school and what's next, Columbus Day for September. So that's how we see it there. So yeah, baby got grounded again, and isn't that right, Sean? I think you know. Oh, now next we have the next new thing. The new thing. Well, this is the new thing, and it's the new bacteria. It's the new disease that we've been promised and told for all these times now. Is dangerous. Dangerous. We're having it's very dangerous. I feel like I'm getting the surge myself right now. Wish you could see what I could. Well, the CDC, the Center of Deception Control, warns of the surge and how dangerous it is. Highly antibiotic resistant bacteria. Really? Resistant bacteria. Well, that is something special now, as the infectious from dangerous bacteria that is resistant and is very gaslighty. Some of the strongest antibiotics available cannot even stop this thing. No, it can't. And kids, it's not candy. If you see this, these the purple stuff, as they called it from that commercial, whatever. But it's now surged in the United States, as the CDC is now warning, meaning they put it here and they're just giving us a little heads up, just for a little head start. Now, citing a CDC study published Tuesday, which I bacteria rose by a staggering 460% in the US between 2019 and 2023. Now, these infections, including pneumonia, bloodstream infections, urinary tract infections, wound infections, and just normal infections that we're used to for that fact, are extremely hard to treat and can be very deadly. So this group of bacteria, the NDM, as it's now called, bacteria, is known as the carbapenem resistant enterobacter. Basically, it's when you take a DUI test, this is what they tell you to repeat and recite, is essentially what I'm trying to do here, which caused around 1,000 deaths a long time ago in 2017, which I can't even remember that year anymore. So this is deeply concerning, considering that the CDC and the people that work there have a lot of patents out there. And we can't understand why. You know, we can't understand why. It's just a lot of mystery. I come to now find. Okay. Also here, as we now continue, before I get taken off here, here's some Kirk updates. This is some Charlie Kirk updates. Now, I'm still getting past what I saw, and I won't even say anything in case you're new. You can see it yourself. But I'm getting past all that and this, and I won't play the funeral. No, I won't. I sure as hell won't. Anyways, there's some new things that seem to be coming around the corner when she comes, that people are now finding a very, very just unworldly connection here between what took place with Charlie Kirk and what happened in a film a long time ago. I don't know if you're aware of this. It's called Snake Eyes. Have you heard of this? Snake Eyes with Nicolas Cage. This is uncanny. This is actually unbelievable, too. Well, have a look at this. Well, in the 1998 movie Snake Eyes with actor Nicolas Cage, the politician Charles Kirkland is shot in the neck. Charles Kirkland was shot in the neck. I'm trying to remember if I've seen this movie. I think I have. So shot in the neck, in the same place, the same area, the same time, the same everything. In the movie, the shooting happened September 10th. Charlie Kirk was shot in the neck in real life on September 10th. You just can't make this up. No, you can't. Boy, did they know when they were trying to assassinate the character of Charlie Kirk, did they know that there was a movie called Snake Eyes with the exact same plot? It's so uncanny that, well, even this is uncanny. Well, there you have it. That is the Charlie Kirk update for you all. It's pretty creepy the more we learn about this, isn't it? I think it is. I don't even know how to express what we're learning here. We're going to move on now to a very, very unusual thing here, and that's called Jimmy Kimmel. This is something interesting, just to close off Real Deal headlines here. I was debating whether I even do this story, but at this point, I'm very past caring about a lot of things. Well, except for this one here is now Kimmel, who we were told was canceled. I guess the update ABC. This was a whole stunt, I think. And this should have never happened, by the way, because this only emboldens him now. Do you see why? You point out in one time where censorship worked out in the long run in any society, and you're never going to find it. Now he's emboldened. Now he's a martyr. Now he's going to be the poster child of the left, even more so. And at this point, it's the authoritarian left. So he came back last night, and Kimmel, who does a monologue, he hit a record 14 million views on YouTube, only getting bigger by the hour. 14 million views over there. And the normal Kimmel YouTube clip of monologues is usually 250,000. So there you go. That was a waste of space, and it was a worthless, pointless move, and it does absolutely nothing except embolden Jimmy Kimmel. And that closes Real Deal Headlines. Boy, isn't that something? God, Jimmy Kimmel sucks. But this just emboldens him. I can't even express it. Let's go to some real deal politics, shall we? Just the way it was, the way you like it. Real deal politics. Real deal politics. Let's get started, and let's get the party started too. As now Trump has made his way to the United Nations. Yes, he has. The UN General Assembly took place just over the past 24 hours. We must have missed it or saw bits and pieces of it. It is quite telling of some of the things that took place there. Well, here's some of them. This was Trump talking to the General Assembly of people all over the world, where he made a statement, and I think it's very telling, as I've been promoting here, as now he's announcing an AI verification system at the United Nations. Yeah, AI verification. He's so happy about this. I mean, what could go wrong, really, at this point?
I'm announcing today that my administration will lead an international effort to enforce biological weapons convention, which is going to be meeting with the top leaders of the world by pioneering an AI verification system that everyone can trust. Hopefully the UN can play a constructive role, and it will also be one of the early projects under AI. Let's see how good it is, because a lot of people are saying it could be one of the great things ever, but it also can be dangerous, but it could be put to tremendous use and tremendous good, and this would be an example of that.
Well, I guess we just got to take his word for it. Well, as that was happening, when it was a little different of a applause, it was a different reaction when Benjamin Netanyahu went up to stage and gave his speech. In case you missed it, here's a little snippet of it as people were sniping at him.
Benjamin Netanyahu akiwa katika vikao vya Umoja wa Mataifa, na tunaona watu wakitoka nje wakiashiria kwamba hawataki kumsikiliza. Inavyoonekana ni kutokana na sera zake juu ya Gaza pamoja na shambulizi la Iran.
We can remove that video. Yeah, so that took place. People were walking out of Netanyahu, and well, first of all, you have the UK, you have Canada, among some of the countries. You have France, I believe, and some others that have now recognized Palestine as a state, and have also recognized Israel as a rogue nation that is committing ethnic cleansing and, yes, genocide. And so much so that even Emmanuel Macron, the lover of all trannies, had something to say about it. And then Trump sniped in and had to double down, triple down, quadruple down his affection, his love affair with, yes, that very tiny country. In fact, here's
the day after in Gaza to stabilize the land. And we need a political perspective. And this is why we took this decision on recognition.
Well, I have to say that I'm on the side of Israel. I've been on the side of Israel really my whole life. And we are going to get a solution. And it's going to be a solution, hopefully, that's good for everybody. But it's time to stop. We're going to have that very important meeting. I think the meeting we have coming up in the next hour is going to be one of the most important meetings that we'll have here. And we've had some important meetings. We've had some great meetings, and I understand where you are and where other people are too. And we just have to get this solved. We have to get the hostages back. We want to get the war over.
What about where I am? What about me and just how I'm disappearing by the day and the American people and their just their prodigy, their money, their finances, it's all disappearing. It's all disappearing. So yeah, but he's always loved Israel, and at least he's admitting it, I guess, you know. So as that's happening now, something else came about. Well, Hillary made sure to come back out of the coffin. Yes, she does. She comes out of the coffin on occasion, does a few laps, you know, swims around a little bit. Well, in this case, as we now return to some of the real deal politics, well, she came back and really was harping not on Trump this time, but was harping on the fact that all these shooters now, all the shooters are just white males, and how the problems of the murder.
We haven't gotten to the more perfect union, and we fought a civil war over part of it. And people have been protesting, you know, for hundreds of years that, you know, things were not as they should be given our ideals and how we should be moving toward them. So I think that's what makes us so special as a country. And the idea that you could turn the clock back and try to recreate a world that never was, dominated by, you know, let's say it, white men of a certain persuasion, a certain religion, a certain point of view, a certain ideology, it's just doing such damage to what we should be aiming for. And we were on the path toward that. I mean, imperfectly, lots of, you know, bumps along the way, but I agree with you, we were on the right trajectory.
Let me
imagine where I'd be if Nancy Pelosi had, but imagine where this country would be had she became a president in 2016 and didn't die. Now, to capitalize too here in real deal politics, Gavin Newsom, one of the biggest scumbags I've ever had the pleasure of not knowing, sadly. Well, you have to remember, just days ago when we reported on it, he took a real tongue lashing. Well, he gave one, rather. I'm talking about something else, rather. But how the people of ICE, the guys of ICE, are not allowed to wear masks in California. In fact, here it is, in case you forgot.
People in mass, people quite literally disappearing, no due process, no rights in a democracy where we have rights. Immigrants have rights. And we have the right to stand up and push back. And that's what we're doing here today. This is a disgrace. This is an outrage, what we have allowed to happen in this country. And I could not be more proud of this legislature, the legislative authors, to the community, demanding more from all of us at this moment to push back. I'll be signing a bill, first in the nation, saying enough. ICE, unmask. What are you afraid of? What are you afraid of?
What a tough guy. So come on, what are you afraid of? I'll take you all on. Anyways, we're going to take a quick break. I'm going to, if I only had a hammer, I'd be smashing the screen, but I'm going to try to fix some things here. But when we get back, we're going to be looking at some real deal religionists, but some real deal internationals, and as well as in the internationals, the update on the ostriches, because it is, I thought they're all dead. Apparently that might not be the case, but we're going to find out in the next segment. And this is truly one of the most heroic stories that has yet to be totally unfolded. Anyways, you're watching World at War. We'll be back after this quick message.
Real Deal reports who and what is Ellen DeGeneres. Based on recent Hollywood revelation, the veil of these once beloved celebrities has faded into irrelevance like the narrative of the pandemic. And a weird diagram in the background of this photograph is frowned upon with anger and lunacy and not so much fear. We have more about Ellen and the salami, oddly enough. Dean, where do we begin?
Well, I guess we could begin. When I was at Subway the other day, I could have swore my salami sandwich tasted like Ellen because it didn't taste. So that's where it starts and ends. Tonight's show is brought to you by the Real Deal Night Owls, where they are visionaries or debonaires and players from the Himalayas and definitely iconic and not ironic. To become a night owl, all you have to do is go to realdealmedia.tv. Become a member tonight. And remember, you're a big part of the fuel that makes this operation go. Speaking of go, well, that brings us to Real Deal Media's Real Deal Go. That's right. To keep these broadcasting going, and broadcast that is, well, you have to go to givesendgo.com/Real Deal Go operation. Oops, did I say that? Okay, we are back. Oh, sorry. It's our new announcer. We're auditioning so many new people here. I feel like a casting director sometimes. Thank you. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. I am still Dean Ryan, your cruise director, who is cruising with you until midnight, and that's it. I stop right there, but I might go beyond just a little longer here. Yes, thank you to everyone who has. We have a lot of new members too. Yes, we are getting a lot of those new members and viewers. And it's so interesting because, and I'm going to try to do this big story tomorrow, is YouTube is having to put a lot of their old talent, I guess you could say, that they canceled. A lot of those people are coming back, or some of their shows are, no longer censored. And all I have to say is I'm still waiting. And we'll see what happens. But it's so funny how the cookie has crumbled and then how the world's turned all over again. Because at the height of it, before the censorship and anything, I never monetized anything. I really didn't. So I wasn't in it for that. But, looking back, maybe I should have, but I don't know. I never did. But now, if I dare even, where it tells you you're eligible, you even dare say, okay, give me a review. No, they don't waste time on that because I'm too dangerous. Anyways, all right, we're going to continue on now with some Real Deal International, and then I might do some live chat inquiries because I'm feeling very dangerous and just unusual tonight here. Yeah, but as I am unusual, that brings us to Real Deal International. Let's take the Concorde, shall we? If we have it. Well, we don't have it. I thought we did. Well, I was wrong. We do. I feel so zen after hearing that. Don't you? Don't you feel very at one? Well, how this goes here. This is so good. If you haven't seen his response to Tucker directly. All you have to do is because the look and the posture of Netanyahu, and if a picture could speak 1,000 words, it does speak that. You'll see in a minute. Well, anyways, let me tell you about this as things go as molasses around here. Well, now Netanyahu responds directly to Tucker Carlson, says he defends America's worst enemies. Tucker Carlson, he's referring to. Well, the Israeli prime minister, the man who is pro-genocide, the man who has blackmail on everybody. Well, now he's bashing far right. It's never far right. It's never alt-right anymore. It used to be alt-right. Now that's gone. It used to be extreme right. Now it's far right. Where it's just right again. I don't know how to get back to that. I'm not sure. Well, he bashed far-right commentator Tucker Carlson during a recent conversation with MAGA influencer Dinesh D'Souza, who is a MAGA derriere kisser, if you ask me. Well, D'Souza released a clip from the film is on the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. Can't imagine where he was posturing. Set to be released in early October on a Wednesday, to be exact. In the preview clip, D'Souza asked Netanyahu in a recent exchange between Tucker and Senator Ted Cruz. He said, Tucker Carlson said, are you saying, Tucker asked. And then you had Grandpa Munster respond, of course, there's no question about it. The Jews spread from this land to various parts of Europe, to Middle East, elsewhere, but we never forgot this land. We said next year in Jerusalem, next year in Jerusalem. Okay, so this was Netanyahu, who's in Dinesh D'Souza's film that I'll make sure I buy tickets to. So Netanyahu went on to address Carlson directly. And anytime he does this, anytime Netanyahu directly speaks to you through just an advocate or surrogate, just know that you've been marked for death. You know, and I don't say that lightly. It's not fun to be marked for death, or just in general. It really isn't. But Netanyahu went to address him and he said, quote, who is Tucker Carlson defending? In fact, you have to see it too. This is how it went down. Okay, so this is how it went down right here. Who is Tucker Carlson defending? These are people who chant death to America. You know, destroy everything that America stands for. I won't let that happen. I own America. They say Israel is small Satan. The big Satan is America. The only place where Christians are safe in the Middle East is Israel. Not tolerated, welcomed. They participate in our society. We take care of holy places, which are destroyed elsewhere. Churches are blowing up through the Middle East. But America is our friend, not Tucker Carlson. You know, doesn't he sound like a Chicano from Los Angeles? I want to say, you know, like he's going to say the Dodgers. Anyway, so that's what he said. And to me, that's a very, very uncomfortable kind of notion that Netanyahu is going out of his way with his best buddy there, Dinesh, who I believe is a total traitor. He is. Anyways, so that's what happened there. Also, here's a little update now on what's happening. Well, before I get to the update, let me tell you what's happening with some other peasants. This one happens to be in the UK. Now is what happened in Michigan last year is now seemingly happening all over the kingdom now, as migrants are said to be eating swans and carp stolen from UK parks. Nigel Farage claims. Well, why would he claim that? Is he just making that up? Was he on mushrooms doing a coloring book? You stupid twit. Who said this? Noah Hoffman. Well, that's all you need to know. There you go. So the remarks came as Michael, Mr. Farage, I call him Michael, that's just my pet name, refused to criticize his friend Donald Trump for falsely suggesting a link between pregnant women taking paracetamol and autism in babies. Oh, by the way, this is coming from the Sun over there in England, and that's just they're just horrible. I don't know how they're still in business. Everyone there is a just full-fledged communist. So yeah, so defending the president, the reform boss said that there was, quote, some truth with that, which, by the way, I've seen some Haitian migrants come yay yonder this way here on the West Coast, and they're just walking around looking for something to do or someone to do. And when they come to me, and when it's my turn for that lottery ticket, well, guess what? I got a prize for them. Guess what? Guess who I'll be eating? Yeah, that's right. And guess who they'll be eating? Latin. Yeah, and that's how it has to happen, because it's the language barrier. You got to communicate somewhere. Well, now, Farage later claimed and clarified that he believes migrants from Romania and Eastern Europe could be responsible. Well, who knows? I mean, Canadians eat geese. Why is it so far out to say, oh, they might be eating geese, swan, ducks, So that's not normal to say, but to suggest that we eat crickets and cockroaches, that's normal. And that's not psychotic. We should get Noah Hoffman from the Sun and just buckle him up to a chair somewhere in the forest and force him to eat what he thinks is normal. So grasshoppers, crickets, larvae, E. coli, bacteria, just all the good stuff that's on the menu at the WEF cafeteria. We should make him eat it, because that's, and chop our just, genitals off in the meanwhile. God, and if you don't know what I'm talking about, and you just flipped on this show and just heard that, yeah, that sounds crazy too. So, what can I do? I'm screwed both ways. There's no winners here. So that's what's happening in the UK. Now, speaking of some other pheasants that are not quite pheasants, well, the ostrich update. Well, I just heard this news over the weekend that the ostriches, the ostrich farm, there's about 400 of them. They were just in great peril earlier in the year, and then there was a delay. Then when we got distracted, these sycophants who want to kill the ostriches, not necessarily because they find them ignorant who just put their heads in the sand. It's because the ostrich egg is the answer, is the cure to the miracle jab. It kills the spike protein and some. So here's a little update that we discovered, and we're going to share it with you on what is happening with the attack of the ostrich.
Of an attacked squirrel are up in parts of San Rafael, California, that is north of San Francisco. They were posted after at least 5 people were attacked in the neighborhood. Victims say the squirrel came out of nowhere. Look at those wounds, and they say those wounds sent several people to the hospital.
Avian flu outbreaks with what's called the stamping out policy, or mandatory depopulation of flocks that have been infected. So this is really both scientifically and legally, I think, the right thing to do to reduce the risk as much as we can.
Yeah, you're a leading expert in this field. You have no political agenda when it comes to analyzing science. So I want to put to you something we heard from the spokesperson for the farm, saying that these birds have been healthy for more than 200 days, that they're probably building immunity to avian flu, and therefore not only should they not be culled, but we should actually be preserving these ostriches. When you hear that, what's your reaction?
Well, my reaction to that is that it's not really accurate. So in ostriches, disease severity is based on how old the birds are, and these are all older birds. Older birds tend to not get very sick when they are infected with avian flu, at least in the few experiments that have been done with this and in our observations at different ostrich outbreaks. So you can't really tell if the ostriches are sick just by looking at them. You also can't make the assumption that they're going to develop protective immunity against a reinfection because often these older ostriches that don't get very sick don't develop antibodies against the virus. So we actually don't really know if these.
What a hag. She can shut up. No, we should treat her family like they treat the ostriches. She kind of looked like one too, didn't she? Anyways, a lot of people say I'm glitchy, and well, that's how I'm identifying here tonight, as glitchy. And we're trying a new system for our internet capabilities. And it's failing probably big time. So I do apologize. I'm going to end the show. I'm having a terrible experience here. I will return maybe tomorrow, maybe not tomorrow, but we might have a special guest tomorrow night for Real Deal Media Live if I can make that really happen. But I think it's good news that they save the birds, for now, but there might be intervention that's needed to save these just little feathered friends of ours, don't you think? So we're going to end it there, as the Lone Gunmen episode will live in infamy. Yes, it will. And just like the Lone Gunmen themselves, whoever they may be, who engraved just all kinds of articles of art history everywhere. So the FBI has some great theatrics divisions, don't they? A theatrical division. So anyways, for the Ostriches and all of us here at the Real Deal Media headquarters, I'm Dean Ryan, saying thank you for putting up with me just a little longer. And meanwhile, I think I'm going to have a cigarette myself. In hell, that is. Good night, everybody. Good night.
Spend days window shopping, not knowing what you want to take home. Then you find yourself table hopping, not knowing where your heart will. I don't mind not being immortal. It's not that as far as I can tell. I don't mind not going to heaven, as long as they got cigarettes, as long as they got cigarettes in there. Getting used to hope that's falling on the windowsill. Spend that life table hopping, trying to keep on those vagabond and true. I don't mind not being immortal. It's not